it would genuinely hurt me to be a disappointment to them, right? And what is that as healthy as it can be? No, probably not.
No, but like that's every immigrant.
Wow.
I think that should be standard. Honestly, that should be the starter pack for a child. Like straight up, you should have innately have some sort of fear of being a disappointment. You should not want to be a disappointment. Full stop. Don't embarrass us. What do you mean? You got my last name. That has power to it. You disappointment.
Wow.
I'm gonna look at my wife like that ain't my son. What did you really? Should I get DNA tests? Do I need to know? Because that ain't me. That ain't what I did.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at you funny.
All right, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying.
Welcome back to Chocolate Espresso Podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Newair. What a float your fancy, I ain't too picky. Yeah, let's talk about discipline. We're talking like military discipline, or we talking like black community discipline?
All right, the in between Black Panther discipline.
Okay, I'm a rapid fire some questions real quick.
All right.
Your son crashes the car, 16 years old, texting and driving. How you disciplining?
6 feet under. No, I'm joking. He's not my son no more. No.
He said, I got a backhoe. I'm gonna bury him.
No, 16-year-old crashes your car.
Texting and driving.
Texting and driving.
No empathy either.
No empathy?
No empathy. He's faking it.
See,
Is this kid a psychopath?
Right, like
nah, he's like he argued with.
I'm putting my foot.
He argued with you. He's like, yeah, I crashed the car, but nobody got hurt. Why are you yelling at me?
So
right then and there.
So what you said before?
Tore it up.
He said,
"Oh, I said 6 feet under." No remorse. I'm dealing with like the devil incarnate.
You want to talk back?
Yeah.
And you're this way at 16? Like, yeah. I don't want to talk to you at 26. No, I just might as well stop it now.
Yeah. Where did I go wrong?
Right. I see that as a parent taking responsibility.
To make a better decision, and you decided at 16 this was the one time in your life you were going to talk back.
Right. This was the one time.
This is the hill you want to die on, literally? Okay.
No, so for me, it would have to be a higher level of discipline off the bat because I am a very intentional parent and person and teacher. So like I wouldn't just give you a car. Like that would never. You're not just gonna be like, oh, we talked about driving for the first time ever, like 3 months before your birthday, and here's an Escalade. Like that's not happening. You'll be getting that
like
pamphlet.
That, but what if you got it like that though? Like the cheapest car you could afford to give a 16-year-old is an Escalade.
So here's the thing: I'm doing all of my pre-prep and all this stuff, even if I'm a millionaire. And like me and my lady have already agreed. Yeah, you're getting a hoopty. Even if we are driving Mercedes-Benz G-Class 2035s, you're getting a hoopty. But you have every right to buy your own car. If you already balling and hustling and entrepreneurial and you got your own bank, that's fine. But from us, you're getting your first car from us will be a hoopty. Even if we can afford a 2036, you're getting a hoopty.
Let me ask you another question. Same scenario. 16, got his license 6 months in, by himself. Bought his car. It's his car. He paid cash. He works part-time. He paid cash. He owns it. He pays his own insurance.
Okay, so it's all on him, right?
It's all on him. He crashes a car.
He's in school?
He's in high school. And he works part-time. He works part-time. 16, got his license. Bought his car.
What's he doing?
What do you mean? What are you doing?
What is he doing?
He's like an Instagram model. Like you lucked out.
Okay.
You gave birth to a basketball player. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever the case is, he made enough money to afford to buy his own car.
He D1.
He pays his own insurance. He pays his own phone bill.
Right.
That's the only two things he has to pay: his phone bill and his car and his insurance. It's all his. He was texting and driving, crashed the whip. How you gonna discipline him? It's his stuff.
So there still should be discipline going forward because this was complete negligence. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just like what would happen. Like if I seen like my kid got their own stuff going on together and then I catch them just going You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah.
like, yeah, you may be able to afford and do this, but like, you are in danger to yourself. And as a parent, I feel like I have to step in. Like, because
it doesn't matter what he can afford and can't afford. You're still my child,
right? And there's still maturity, and like this was an act of lack of that.
Okay.
So like, I would definitely have to get in there and be like, "Hey, yo, like that's not cool, bro. What's up?"
So let's say, okay, new question. Same kid, 16 years old, good kid. Never had any. I mean, you know, little fair, you know, here and there discipline growing up. Nothing major. You know, he ain't break no TVs that were worth $3,000 or none. Shout out to 2 episodes ago. But let's just say you in the car. He plugged in his phone to CarPlay. And you can see a text message pop up, and you accidentally clicked on it, and then the robot starts speaking, and it says, "Hey, boo, what you doing tonight? Come slide. We about to get a little freaky leaky." And it's his girlfriend, 16.
Wait, hold on.
How you disciplining?
So hold on. Re-ask this question, because like now I think it took a block twist. That wasn't very fun. So you're saying like, so you're saying what? Like,
you in a car.
Yup.
And he plugged in his phone to the CarPlay.
Yup. And this is my car?
Your car.
Okay.
You taking your son somewhere to eat or whatever. Who cares? You going somewhere. He plugged in his phone to play his music. Mm-hmm. A message pops up. You click on it.
Right.
And it's his girlfriend saying, "What you doing tonight? Come slide. We about to get a little freaky leaky." 16. How you discipline? And stop messing with the microphone.
I'm gonna be like,
it's his phone, by the way. He paid his phone bill.
All right, so like,
you would have never known otherwise. You can't take his phone from him. It's his phone.
Right.
You didn't pay for it.
She said, "I gave him life."
What did he say that?
What if he pays rent?
Oh,
where he living?
Would you? But he paying rent.
Oh, so you in my roof?
He said, "I bought this key."
But I paid a mortgage though.
Yeah, with his rent money.
But is my name on the deed?
That's crazy. My house.
Aye. So, we doing the most. Answer the question first.
So first off,
confused.
I'm gonna be like, that's my nigga.
Nah.
No, I'll be like, oh, so you got a thing now, huh? Because I think the disciplinary action would depend on if I knew about it or not.
You just found out.
Like, I didn't even know you had a girl, so then she already know.
No, you knew he had a girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. You, as a parent, only assume that all they doing is holding hands and maybe a couple of kisses. That's it. Maybe here, but you just heard a text message about them getting freaky leaky. 16.
I'm gonna be like, yeah.
I think it depends on the type of relationship you have with your kids. Because I wouldn't
say that warrants immediate discipline, depending on like.
Is that not gonna be a conversation you have with the wife?
I would be having a conversation with him, like, "Hey, yo, me and your mom know you got a little girlfriend." Like, I would definitely have my dad talk. Like, I know you got you a little boo thing, but don't forget what I taught you, and be very careful, you know. But whatever your consequence is, you're gonna have to live with that. So make sure you being mindful of that, because I know I would prefer for them not to be active at that time. But if I've already allowed for a boyfriend or girlfriend at that age, I've already kind of accepted that that's possible. If it's not the goal, I've accepted that that's possible. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, don't date in my house.
Okay.
Because what else are you going to do with your private phone, private conversation with your girlfriend at 16? Like, I've been a boy all my life. Like I've already accepted that you'll have that urge, and some people don't act on that urge, but some people do. And I don't think the people who do are necessarily bad, because it is a human urge. However, those things have consequences. So, like, it would be a real stern conversation.
But it all depends on what you're teaching your kid too, because like if you're teaching your kid to wait till marriage, if you're teaching if that's what you're teaching your children, right, and you're teaching them what soul ties are, and you're teaching them what like the value in waiting until marriage. If you're teaching them all these things, I think that there is a level of maybe disappointment, because it's like, what is she talking about?
Yeah,
y'all
definitely. But at the same time,
question, are you doing that?
Because, and I agree with that, which is exactly why I'm saying, like, at that case, I wouldn't even be having you date because you're not in a position to get married.
Yeah, but here's the thing: children date when you even don't want them to. Like
they gonna do what they gonna do.
But you're saying I wouldn't allow you to date or have you to date. Did you set them up? Like
Peep game, she's coughed in every video. I'm starting to wonder if I need a mask.
Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
No. My thing is, I don't. Right, like it's also possible that they would date regardless, right? Or try to sneak around and do it, right? But at the same time, just because you can do it doesn't, for me, it's not gonna allow me to just let you do it. Like, no, you can't smoke weed in my house. I paid this mortgage. I'm keeping this value up. You're not smoking weed in my house, okay? And if you might go with your friends after the basketball game and you might roll up.
No.
And I will catch it and you will be in trouble. But I'm not gonna allow it just because of that. But like I said, I know, literally when we're going off of trying to get married and everything like that, I would just be consequently, especially if I'm not allowing you to have that type of behavior, then there's no point in dating. I'd be like, hey, don't date. You can't in this house. It's not for me trying to be a butthole. It's me trying to set you up for success. If that person is so freaking great, they'll be freaking great when the time comes because you're still living and developing yourself.
So the consequence and the discipline is going to come from not in my household.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Because if I would let you do it, I'm not going to be mad that you did it. That would be my thing. Okay. Because I would feel that for me, that's always been a thing. Don't tell me I could do something, then I do it, and then you mad at me for doing it.
Okay. Same kid, 12 years old, goes to the grocery store. You say, don't touch none. Yep. They touch something, the whole rack falls down. What's the discipline there? And the store wants you to pay for all the damages.
I know that when I got home, I was getting.
I told you
I was getting hands. I was getting shoes. I was getting I had a. Did I ever tell you that I had a belt growing up? My mom had a belt with my name on it.
A belt with your name on it?
Specifically, okay, that one may have been. My name was on that belt.
Go get your belt.
That might be borderline abuse.
But it depends on the situation. How much did I have to spend to fix your F up? This ain't abuse. This is discipline. The punishment has to equate. It needs to be equal.
Especially, I just told you not to touch something, and you touch it.
Every swing of this hand is about $100. We 6 in the hole. So how many hits is that? Do the math. If you faster than the amount of times I can swing this arm, I'll cut it short. How about that? I'll give you a 25% discount on my anger right now. Don't get this mistake. That's the equivalent of you can call 911. But how long do you think it's going to take them to get here? What do you think I'm going to do to you in between that time? I'm going to make my trip to the jail cell be worth it. And you're going to know exactly what it feels like to be pissed off. You're going to know what my anger feels like.
Man, nah. That would be, especially I didn't told you not to touch it.
Yeah, if I told you not to touch I'm warranted. It's right. It's only right. I told you not to do it.
You getting it. You get
it. Okay. Same kid, 12 years old, steals a game console worth $500.
We're talking about straight out of GameStop, y'all good?
Stole it. Walmart completely ripped off the Nintendo Switch 3, whatever. Just ripped it right off the logo.
Hold on.
They took the spider off.
Can I ask a question? Why are these kids so bad in this scenario?
Because this is about discipline. This whole episode's about discipline.
Why are these kids so bad in your scenario?
You know what?
He's not bad. He's a good kid. This is the only mistake he ever makes.
I want to say with my people in the last few years, I think Thomas might be right. These kids
are out here.
Yeah, but
these kids at 6 are diabolical.
Yeah, but we gotta
give
also
them 6 more years, it's over.
You gotta also think about the fact that you're saying okay, these kids came from you. So were you ever that way?
No, I wouldn't.
Be realistic.
But these kids are also a reflection of the community.
Yeah, but they're a reflection of their household also.
Yeah.
Let's not.
But let's not pretend peer pressure ain't a thing, though.
Okay, there is.
Let me give you another scenario.
Being peer. Nah. I want to say this. Okay, I'm gonna say this. And I don't want y'all to think any different of my mother when I say this.
Oh, Lord.
Or my father.
Here we go.
My parents, and I think this came from me being a people pleaser or me being afraid of or it would genuinely hurt me to be a disappointment to them. Right? And is that as healthy as it can be? No, probably not.
No, but like that's every immigrant.
Wow.
I think that should be standard. Honestly, that should be the starter pack for a child. Like, straight up. You should have innately have some sort of fear of being a disappointment. You should not want to be a disappointment. Full stop. Don't embarrass us. What do you mean? You got my last name. That has power to it. You disappointment.
Wow.
I'm going to look at my wife like that ain't my son. What did you really, should I get DNA tests? Do I need to know? Because that ain't me. That ain't what I did.
Okay.
I'm going to look at you funny.
All right. I'm going to go back to what I was saying. So, no amount of peer pressure ever surpassed the respect that I had from my parents.
And fear.
No amount of peer pressure ever surpassed the look my mother would give.
And she found it.
No. Like, I'm fooling around, you fooling around in the store, you fooling around in church, and she just look at you, that's it? Like, no amount of peer pressure was ever worth the loss of my life. So, you gotta think about it. Yes, there's peer pressure, there's outside influences, but these kids came from you. Mm-hmm. And I'm tired of society. I'm tired of living in a society where that doesn't matter anymore. That these kids came from you. Mm-hmm. Like, this is your child. This is it's your bloodline flowing through their veins. It's your house it's your wife's body that created this child, and it's your
actual lineage.
Child.
Is your actual lineage.
So, I think getting back to that puts the weight back on you as a parent, who you are as a parent, that your child will even have this thought process, let me steal, let me do this. Because my mom has always taught me that the Bible said the devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. Mm-hmm. And if you ain't no demonic child, if you ain't no demon child,
you won't be doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think that demons with this belt.
These are just questions. I get it. But these are things that, if you know who you are and you know who you plan to be as a parent, granted, you can know who you are, but when you have a child, things can be different. But to its core, to certain values, certain things to their core aren't going to change as much. Yeah. You're always going to think it's wrong to steal. You're always going to think it's wrong to kill. You're always going to, So...
In common sense, I'm going to just tell that to my kids, regardless.
I think, I get these are questions, but like...
Okay.
That ain't never going to be me as a parent.
She's like, but avocado toast.
So
but avocado toast. Right?
So final question with this one then, right? Your son's a Kia boy.
Oh.
I don't raise Kia boys.
No. Maybe your son has a friend with a friend, and they hanging
They're
out.
Not
and
your
they
friends.
Hear me out. No. Listen. Our son has a friend who is a decent boy, and his friend who's a decent boy has a brother who happened to say, "Hey, we're about to come pull up. We're gonna go to the store," and they get in the car. That's how it was presented to them.
Okay,
your son hanging out with a good kid.
Right,
he's not bad innately.
It's your son, and then it's like another family who's his friend, and then their other kid got them all doing kid boy stuff.
Yep.
All right, I do got an answer for this one. Discipline for sure.
But you didn't know. You didn't know.
Well, then how can I?
I've never been afraid to be the corny kid. Let's just say that. I've never been afraid to be the corny one in the group. For everyone around you to be doing whatever they doing, and you corny because you don't want to do that. You ain't involved. So I'm gonna teach my kid, ain't nothing wrong with you being corny. Ain't nothing wrong with you being whack and walking away, getting out the car.
You didn't hear the question.
No, I heard what you said.
So
he's in the car with somebody else who they decide they want to be reckless.
But they didn't. You didn't. when the son got in the car, it wasn't presented as if they were going to be wilding out here in the streets.
So at what point? To what point did they decide they wanted to be wilding out in the streets?
3 blocks down, they ran the red light, and that's when the Kia Boy came out.
Okay.
So now your son
came out and did what? They got out of the car and they just sped off and hit.
They in the back seat.
No. What happened? What caused them to be a Kia Boy? Because isn't it still in catalytic converters and all that?
I don't really understand. Your son's best friend's brother stole the car.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. He stole the car. He pulled up, said, I'm going to take y'all home. He gets 2 blocks away from the school and starts running red lights, swerving and all this other stuff. Your son is in the back seat, right? Mm-hmm. The car gets crashed. They get arrested.
Okay.
What do you do?
Take a step back.
Okay,
this is saying that you're also allowing your kids to get in the car with other people at a certain age.
It was their... Like, it wasn't as if he didn't know, like, that's his brother, you know, and his best friend never said his brother's wild or something.
My response does change based off of the explanation you gave. So, because obviously I'm just going to throw, like, by the time they're getting cars with each other, like, they're 16 years old, stuff like that, you know, probably picking them up after school. They was chilling. Like, oh, can I go to Mikey's? Call Mikey's mom. Mikey knows that, yep, our kid's supposed to be coming home, and I'll be expecting your kid. We're cool. So... it's allowed, right? And then the brother already did his Kia Boy stuff. They don't know that. They hop in, and then he's along for the ride. And he's like, and before I even get called, there's a police officer calling me, telling me, hey, we just arrested some kids. We believe your child was one of them. Meet us at the station, right?
Yep.
So, depending on that situation specifically, my discipline would be different. My son being the Kia Boy who took the Kia and being and then being the one who has strung a log in this would be a different outcome. The Kia Boy would be 6 feet under. I think we all know that. Because you ain't about to steal college tuition and put that on my record. Like, crazy. That's crazy. But in this situation, I'd be like, yo, so I'm already up here in scaling. You got about 2 minutes to tell me what's up before I respond. Because it's not just me. When mom finds out, you can't talk to mom.
Mom ain't gonna listen.
Mom ain't gonna listen. Men can be logical and be like, okay, I'm up, but like, what's the facts? Tell me what the freaking facts are.
I'm willing to give you 2 minutes to explain yourself. Because when mom gets here, she ain't gonna let you talk.
Because when mom gets here, the happiest thing you would get is a butt whooping from me. So
to clench your mother's anger. I'm gonna have to beat you, but right now I'm at least let you talk. I'm gonna hear you out.
And I'm gonna remind you, just so you know, your mom's got other kids, so she don't need you to stay.
Your mother got another son. You're replaceable right now. I just want you to know that there's another option on the table. Like, you risking it right now.
You pushing that envelope hard, man.
Honestly, might save you.
So like that would be my approach. Honestly, like I'm just thinking about it seriously right now, like. Because some of that information, like, I would probably already get from the cops. Like, okay, he wasn't the one driving it. He was just because cops, they take notes of that already. Like, at the basic at arrest, like, what are you doing? Who was with you? Why are you here? Mm-hmm. And you have to tell them. Like, you know, so you're probably going to get that from the cop already from being walked in. Like, hey, we seen this, we don't know what's up. Let you talk to your son. Whatever.
Gotcha.
Things like that. So that's what I would probably get from the cops anyway. But then also just hearing from you, be like, look, I didn't hear some surface level, whatever. You got 2.5 minutes because your mom gonna find out. And when she find out, see, I got a soul tie to her for the rest of my life. We could try again. So
right now, we got about 3 years before it starts getting sketchy. I'm gonna try one more time. Final thoughts, and we're gonna wrap this one up because it's getting kind of late. Should you teach your children to always talk to the cops?
I've had mixed feelings about this one.
Touchy or not touchy, but a weird and This is a sticky situation because, well, I grew up around cops. Mm-hmm. So this is a very, not even cops per se. They were sheriffs. They were, and my family is military. Mm-hmm. So this is a very, very, like,
you know what though?
It's not black and white at all.
Let me see your hand.
Right.
Let me see your hand. Bring it here. This is what we're going to tell our kids. Lawyer.
Because if you're safe, you're safe.
You say lawyer 3 times before they ask you anything. You tell your lawyer the story, and then when they tell you what you need to say, you say it with the lawyer next to you. And if they put their hand on you, say shut up. You shut up. You leave out what they tell you to leave out. You might be innocent. You might have just been a bystander, but they looking for somebody.
Yeah.
And right now, you the kid that's blabbing their gums. Lawyer.
Right.
You tell them lawyer.
So the thing about it is because I've had mixed feeling about this because I've actually been pulled over, driving while black or whatever. Nothing was wrong with my car, anything like that. Now, yes. Sure? Yes. Now, this one, it's funny because they don't pull me over. It's almost, I feel offended. I'm actually kind of offended. I feel like, do y'all expect me as a black guy to be riding this? Is that what you're saying? Because you don't pull me over now.
They're like, oh, that's his car.
Like, yeah, we know that's him. That's him. That's him. All right.
That's that
but, and I just always was taught, like, and I haven't had it happen, but I've been in those situations where, like, your heart is racing and you are pulled over and you ain't got no weed on you. You ain't did no drugs. You know that your car working. You like, I'm not trying to get Rodney King. You know what I'm saying today? And at the end of the day, I want to live. So then you do have to think, and I understand, and I'm not speaking for everybody out there, but for those who do think about me, like, think like how I like, it's like, I do have to think of, like, your life or my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just die because you don't like black people today.
Like, you ain't feeling us right now.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't feeling us right now.
I ain't the last guy that ran from you. I pulled over.
And then now we've had video evidence, and there have been very compliant people that have died. There's been, so now it's like, I could just shut up and go along with it, and I could still not make it home.
Let me see your hand again.
And
let me see your hand again. Come on, let me see that hand. This one right here. No. You being petty.
So, like, for me, I was taught, like, at first my mom always just tell me, like, don't fight back. We don't mess with the cops. We don't mess with the po-po. But at the same time, you need to make it back alive. So don't be fighting with them and don't be all up in their face. You know what I'm saying? Don't be jumping. Don't be moving. You do everything slow. And if anything, if you can have a cop do it, you can actually have them do it for you. Let them reach in the glove compartment and grab your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you ain't reaching in my car.
So, that's my car.
Here's my final thoughts on this matter, though.
But now where I'm at the point where, like, oh, I know my rights. Like, I'm actually now more informed of my rights. And it's like, nah, I would definitely do lawyer.
It's tough because I'll leave it here. This is what my final thoughts are on the matter. Let's say my son's 16, 17 years old and they get pulled over. I'm going to tell them, listen, inevitably you got to let it, whatever happens, happen. Right? They could be 100% wrong. Let them be wrong. Right. I'd rather you fight it in court and be alive to come home and tell me what you just experienced with some bull than be trying to scrape you off the street somewhere and putting you in a casket and try to figure out where I went wrong.
Exactly.
Let them give you the ticket. I'll pay for it. I'll do the digging. I'll go pull the dash cam and the body cam and all that stuff. We'll fight it. Yeah. If I need to get a lawyer, we'll get you a lawyer. I told you, like, the moment they got you in handcuffs and they start reading you Miranda rights, say lawyer, I'm not talking, because now they already got an idea. Mm-hmm. They already know what they want to do, and if they don't know what they want to do and they scrambling for something, let them scramble. We'll let the lawyer handle that. You ain't got to argue with them, because here's the thing: they're not lawyers and they ain't the judge, but they about to be the executioners if you keep talking.
That's true.
Right? No, not for real.
What you got the raw end of the stick. So at this point, let them do what they're going to do. If you end up in jail, we'll take care of it. I'd rather deal with that than to deal with you no longer being here with us.
Because you can always come back out of jail.
Right. We can get you out.
And get you out.
We can work on that. Now, let's say they want to get out the car. They immediately you get pulled over. Maybe they mistaken you for somebody else. Whatever. Get out the car. They tell you get out the car. Get out the car.
Get out the car.
You know, they say okay. They asking you questions. You say, hey, I'm not answering any questions at this time. If you know you didn't do nothing, maybe the speed limit is 65 and you were going 70, but you don't think you should have been pulled over for that because everybody goes 5 over. Do you know why I pulled you over? No, I don't. Well, okay. Well, I did this. Understood. I'm out my vehicle. May I at least ask why? I just want to pull you out so I can check the vehicle. I don't consent to any searches or seizures. But what they're going to do is get the dog because they're looking for something and let them. Because they're going to probably tell that dog, they're going to tell the dog to go signal for it so they can ransack the car. Let them ransack the car. You know, whatever they find in there ain't really yours. Right. Let's let the lawyer handle that.
Right.
Like matter what, let them give you the ticket. Let them do what they're going to do. Yep. Fight it in court. We'll figure it out.
Cars are coming with cameras now. So like there's cameras in the cars now, and I've been doing this now while I've been working on cars and replacing them. And some of them come factory. Most are still third party, but they're starting to put it because like if you got a baby, they'll boop. Yep. You get a 360 camera right there.
Those minivans is crazy.
They are actually wild.
Those minivans is like little RVs. I'm telling you.
So it's like let them do it. Lawyer, and be like, I'm not speaking to you.
But that's the thing. As a parent, though, if your child has a vehicle, have cameras. Put cameras everywhere. Yeah. So now when they get a ticket and they're like, they try to hide it wherever, it's under your name, right? I wouldn't let my child pay for their first car. Not in high school. If I ever did give them a car, whatever, right? I would rather pay for the car so I can monitor it. I could put a tracking device in it. I could put the cameras in there. I want one in the inside the interior and going outside the exterior. I want it recording 24/7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If something happens, I want that to transmit. I don't want an SD card solely. I want it to go online, upload. So if somebody is actually tampering with something, take the camera. It's too late. I already got the file on my phone. Like you screwed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say don't argue. Just let it happen. I'd rather you be alive and work on getting you home than to actually have to like find you a new home, your new forever home. 6 feet under somewhere. Like exactly. I don't want to deal with that.
No.
So that's my final thoughts.
My kid.
So thanks for watching Chocolate Espresso Podcast. Check out our other videos. I don't know what he's doing, but peace.
Peace.